you the starters for today's contest. First, for the visiting team on the scoreboard, Mount Mercy. Number 3, Isaac Shire. Number 5, Riyad Osmankovich. Number 10, Yu Sasaki. Number 12, Jonah Dancer. Number 14, Yuhai Matsushita. Number 15, Callum McKenna. Number 16, Jose Leet. Number 17, Goncalo Reese. Number 23, Ingrid Kusaloka. Number 25, Pablo Lojo. And in goal, number 00, Dion Zubi. The Mustangs are led by head coach Amir Hadi. And now, your number 2 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles. The 6'7" graduate defender, number 3, Yesa Bunk. The 6'2" sophomore defender, number 4, Vitor Antello. The 6'3" junior defender, number 5, Tom Idiom. The 5'10" sophomore defender, number 6, Basil Erne. The 5'8" sophomore forward, number 7, Stefano Campisi. The 5'11" senior midfielder, number 8, Mark Chongrati. The 5'7" senior forward, number 9, Guillermo Pereira. The 5'8" senior forward, number 14, Sebastian Bocaz Canales. The 5'9" senior forward, number 17, Jayton Johnson. The 6'1" freshman defender, number 21, Kevin Rivera. And in goal, 6'7" freshman, number 1, Beer DeVoe. The Eagles are led by head coach Alex Nichols. He is assisted by Eli Sherman, Jack Rose, and Jasper Krasinski. Good luck to both teams.
No, sí, solo hay japoneses, chaval, mira el roster. Bueno, Japón. De Portugal también. Hay 3 de Portugal, 3 de Portugal. Sí, que son como los otros. Es que el soccer, si no juegas con internacionales, no juegas. 5 Portugal. Aquí solo Mamá, sí. Pues yo tengo una amiga jugando en Mamá. Hay un par de españolas en Mongolia. ¿En serio? Sí, ok. Y ahí también había una chavala que se fue.
All right. Good afternoon, ladies and gents. Welcome into Davis Field for Heart of America Athletic Conference men's soccer regular season action. This is Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications here at Central, bringing you today's action. Filling in for the one and only Phil Fortaleza. He's off today, so Phil, if you're listening, hey, how you doing? And first kick is going, and we are off and rolling. So I'll get you some starters here in a hot minute. Today's matchup features the visiting Mount Mercy University Mustangs out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And they are matched up against your number 2 nationally ranked Central Methodist Eagles. All right, so looking at starters, we'll start with the visiting Mustangs. Number 3, Isaac Shire. Number 5, Riyad Osmankovich. Number 10, Yu Sasaki. Number 12, Jonah Dancer. Number 14, Yuhei Matsushita. Number 15, Callum McKenna. Number 16, Jose Leet. Number 17, Goncalo Reese. Number 23, Ingram Kusaloka. Number 25, Pablo Lojo. And then in goal 00, Dion Zubi. Those are the starters for the Mount Mercy Mustangs, who come into this contest with a 6-3-3 overall record and a 3-2-2 mark in conference play. So we'll transition over to your Eagles. Eagles starting lineup, and as we get rolling, Jayton Johnson already providing pressure. That's going to be cleared, though, by Zubi. All right, so your starters, number 3, Jesse Bonk. Number 4, Vitor Antello. Number 5, Tom Irdian. 6, Basil Erne. 7, Stefano Campisi. Number 8, Mark Chongrati. Number 9, Guillermo Pereira. Number 14, Sebastian Bocaz Canales. Number 17, Jayton Johnson. Number 21, Kevin Rivera. And in goal, number 1, Beer DeVoe. Those are your Central Methodist Eagles, who entered today's contest with a 8-0-4 overall record and a 5-0-2 record in conference action. Chongrati looking for Pereira. See Zubi right there to pick it up. So like I said, Central coming into this match with a 8-0-4 overall record, 5-0-2 in conference play. They've had a couple of uncharacteristic ties, especially within the last few seconds of play. They've had some moments where they could have come away with a win, and then other teams just came out and nicked them right with just a few seconds remaining to secure ties, which isn't the end of the world, but when it gets into the grind of the conference season and regular season standings and seeding in the conference tournament, we'll talk about that a little bit more later, but that's going to play a crucial role. So looking at just a few of their games from October. On October 1st, they went to Grandview and picked up a 2-1 win in Des Moines. And then they hosted Park, which was a 5-0 shutout. And then if you guys remember, this past Thursday, they resumed their match with Southwestern Christian. That game was suspended in the second half after a medical emergency with one of our officials who turned out to be okay, so we're glad for that. And as I say, that Pereira's giving chase. He sends one in, was looking for Johnson just wide of the face of goal. And I think that's Bocaz Canales over there on the far side, and I think that's going to be a Central throw-in. But that game against Southwestern Christian ended in a 2-2 tie. Central had a lead. It was 2-1 with just seconds remaining, and then, I kid you not, with 0.2 seconds on the clock, Southwestern Christian gets a rebound off of a deflection and gets put in the back of the net, and they secure a 2-2 tie. So some uncharacteristic second half play from Central, especially in the closing moments. As Jayton Johnson throws one in with his signature flip, looking for Antello. Antello heads it. Campisi's going to track it down. Campisi trying to do some fancy work. He sends a left footer in. Irdian right there. Johnson with it now. Chongrati. Leet with it now. Kusaloka. Breaks several moves, and Rivera's going to track that one down, though. So I'm going to see if I can pull up the conference standings here. So give me a couple seconds while I figure this out. And we are just 5 minutes in. Score still zip here in the first half of play. Of course, Central led by 8th-year head coach Alex Nichols. And the Mustangs of Mount Mercy are led by Amir Hodage. And looks like we're going to have a CMU foul. Official starting to Mark Chongrati, so I think that's going to be on him. And if you guys remember, Mark Chongrati and Jayton Johnson, I believe those are the last two remaining players from the 2019 National Championship team. So there's still some good senior leadership on this young squad. Very different from a year ago. Lost a few key seniors, one of those being Marcos Herman, who was Defensive Player of the Year on numerous occasions. Jayton Johnson with it. And he gets hit hard, but the official says, no, we're going to play on. Dancer. Predator chases it down, and Bonk's going to reset on the backside. Bonk sends a long ball up. Was looking for Campese. So if you look at how the conference champions are determined, obviously every sport's going to be different, but some of the criteria for men's soccer, first one is going to be point system. So obviously a win is 3 points, tie is 1, and then loss you don't get anything. In conference only, and then after that they go to head-to-head results based on the point system. And then C is the team with the most wins in conference play. And there's a few more, but that kind of gives you an idea of how they're going to turn the regular season champion and conference seeding. So Central currently right now, if I'm doing my math right, let me make sure. If we're looking at conference only, they've got 17 points. Because they've got 5 wins and a pair of ties in conference play. And then Missouri Valley, they're 6-1, so again, 18 points right there. So it looks a little different on the conference standings, but if both sides are going to win out, Missouri Valley would be your regular season conference champion. And Central would be the 2 seed. But Missouri Valley and Mid-America have yet to play. That is going to come up this Wednesday, so that'll be a big determining factor on kind of where the rest of this season goes. And obviously, Central needs to do their part and win out. And Mount Mercy not too far behind, 3-2-2 in conference, 6-3-3 overall. And like I said, I've said it on a few broadcasts that they've eliminated the overtime rule in soccer for regular season, so you see a lot more ties than what we're accustomed to. Johnson sends one in. It's a Dancer with it. Trying to clear it. Osmankovic. Pereira. And I think that's going to be a corner. It looks like it's going to be. So Riyad Osmankovic, just some fun facts for y'all. He was a 4-year starter at Baker University. I know that because I was a graduate assistant in the sports information department during my time there. And my last year as a GA was his freshman year, and he is still playing. He's using his extra year due to COVID, and he's playing for Mount Mercy. So, Riyad, if you listen to this later, shout out to you. Campese on the corner. Sends one in. Looking for Rivera. Antello's going to chase it down. And I think we're going to have another corner, maybe just on the complete opposite side. And we do. And I don't have the best angle, guys, so it's a little hard for me to see, but it looks like Sebastian Bocas Canales is going to take that corner. And either Bonk or Earring got their head on it, but alas, that goes over. I'm not sure if we've got a stoppage in play or if we've got some kind of injury, but so the official's going to reset the clock to 34:30. I'm not sure if we had a injury on the field, but Tom Erin came off and looks like he got his hand rewrapped. I'm not sure if he's going to come back out. He might. All right, as we reset, and we already had, it looks like we had a sub. Let's see if I can pull him up over here. Alvaro Perojo, freshman midfielder out of Suecia, Spain, made a quick appearance for number 5, Tom Erin, and Tom's already ready to come back out. Tom, a 2020 NAI All-American selection, was injured much of last year, so didn't have quite the same amount of playing time or results, but we're glad to see him back out. So, Antello. And Campisi giving chase. But Dancer's right there. He sends that to Osmankovic. Osmankovic looked like he was looking for Sasaki, but Antello intercepts it and Aranez with it now. Antello. Back to Beer DeVoe. Bonk with it now on the far side. Shire. Reese. So you got to think they're looking for Sasaki, a senior midfielder, playing a little bit more of a forward position. Antello sends up looking for Pereira. That's going to go out of bounds, but I think we'll have a CMU throw, and we're going to have a couple substitutions. Tom Erin's going to re-enter for number 25, Alvaro Perojo, and then 5'11 sophomore, number 19, Jeremiah Johnson. He's going to make his debut, and I think he's going to come on for Jayden Johnson, and he does. So Johnson for Johnson swap there. Tello and Dancer battling forward on the far side, and that's going to be, I think, a corner. Bocaz Canales sends one in. And Campisi, He's going to send one in as well. Rivera gets his head on it. Mount Mercy does a smart thing and just clears it so they can reset. I think Antello's going to throw this in. Just a little over 30 minutes remaining here in half number 1. We are scoreless here at Davis Field. Antello sends a short one to Bocaz Canales. Back to Antello. Antello sends one in. Bonk right there. A little too much mustard on that one. So that's going to be over the goal. That's going to be a goal kick. So looking at the next couple of games for Central. Only one more regular season home match after this. That's going to be October 29th versus William Penn, which is senior day. 1 o'clock. So if you guys are around, make sure you come out for that. After today, we'll have 3 straight road games. So we'll go to Benedictine on October 18th. And then a quick turnaround to Culver Stockton on October 22nd. And then we'll wrap up road action in the regular season at Baker on October 26th. So at that point, on October 29th, once everything's said and done, we'll have conference seedings for you guys for the conference tournament. And hopefully we'll have some postseason action here at Davis Field. Dancer. Matsushita. Leet. Sasaki. Sasaki, a lot of room. He's going to send one far. No threat there as that just skids past the goal on the left side. And that'll be a Central goal kick. And we'll have another substitution for Central. It's going to be number 26, Kean Halpin. Kean, a freshman forward out of Bedford, England. He's going to replace number 9, Guillermo Pereira. Coach making some substitutions early, trying to see if they can crack Mount Mercy's defense. Irian intercepted by Osmankovic, and he sends one right back to Irian. He's going to head that. So is Antello. Kusaloka. Antello now. Osmankovic. Osmankovic goes down. And Beardeveau, the goalkeeper, comes up with it. Sasaki with a shot, and that bounces off DeVoe for a deflection. He scoops that up, and he's going to toss it out to Antella. And if you guys were wanting to see a doubleheader today, unfortunately you will not. That's going to be a foul. Number 19, Jeremiah Johnson. The women were scheduled to play after this game at 6:30 p.m., but some roster issues with Mount Mercy have led to that game being rescheduled to Monday, October 31st at 1 o'clock. So if y'all are around for Halloween, dress up in your favorite costume and come on out and watch some women's soccer in the afternoon. So just one home match for us today. Obviously football on the road. They played Benedictine earlier today. And then you've got Central Volleyball playing Baker University down in Baldwin. That's going to be a 7 o'clock first serve. So you can catch all the action for all your favorite CMU teams on the Hart Conference Network. If you can't make it out to the Fayette campus, Campese. And I think that's going to be a foul, and it certainly is on number 12, Jonah Dancer. And Antello is giving some instruction to Kusaloka on how far back he should be from the free kick, and the official said, we won't be doing that. I will be giving the instructions, and so with all that being said, Beardeveau is going to take the free kick from about the 45-yard line. He's going to send that one up to Rivera. Rivera think he was looking for Arian, but cleared by Dancer. Campese was also lurking in the area. And you guessed it, I think we're going to have another corner. And I think Antello's going to take it. Vitor, 6'2", sophomore defender out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Nope, I lied. That's just going to be a super long throw-in. Antello throws it in. Bonk right there. Kusaloka clears it. He's a little slow to get up, and that's going to be a central foul, so they'll get a free kick right from that spot. Alright guys, we are back. Sorry, seem to be having some audio issues today, but we are back. I'm ready to roll. Just a little over 21 minutes here remaining in half number one. We are scoreless here at Davis Field between the number 2 Central Methodist Eagles and the Mustangs of Mount Mercy out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Number 10, Sasaki with it now. Kusaloka and Bonk battling for it. Kusaloka. McKinnis sends one high over the crossbar. And I think that went through the uprights of the field goal post. So if this was American football, we'd be playing. That'd be 3 points. But alas, it is not. So that'll just be a goal kick for Beer DeVoe. Beer, 6'7" freshman goalkeeper out of Amstelveen, Netherlands. DeVoe sends one in. high boot there from Kusaloka. Not sure if they called it. Official didn't like that. Kusaloka, Chongrati, Campisi. Intel with a quick throw in. Deflected back to Irian. Rivera heads it in. Loho was looking for a call, and he got it. Keen Halpin saying, "What did I do?" The official says, "I think you were tugging the jersey too much, so don't do that." That's going to be a free kick for Mount Mercy. So, number 17, Reese, is going to take this one. He sends one in. Bonk clears it. Rivera. Matsushita. That was Mankovic. And Jeremiah Johnson with some space going the other way. He sends one over to Halpin. And got it. Goal Central. So Kian Halpin with a goal at the 18:35 mark of the first half off the assist from Jeremiah Johnson. Great counterattack by your Eagles, and they've got a 1-0 lead here over the Mustangs of Mount Mercy. Just a nice little volley there from Jeremiah Johnson, and he finds the dome of Kian Halpin, and great way to start this match. And we start up again. 18:30 left to go here in half number one. If I can pull up the stats, guys, I'll let you know. And I got Campisi. Fights off Dancer. And Halpin's there again. And collision there by Zuby and Halpin, and he said, "Yeah, it's not happening to me again, at least on this play." So that's going to be goal number 3 on the year for Halpin. He scored against Evangel. It was an 8-0 victory, and then he also picked up a goal against Park on October 28th. And if we take a look at Jeremiah Johnson, that's going to be his 4th assist of 2022. He had an assist against Evangel back on September 28th, and also picked up 2 against Park on October 8th, which was homecoming weekend. So, good start for Central here in half number 1. Official was calling for, CMU was calling for handball, and I think they won that battle. Chongrati. Leak giving chase, not too happy with himself. That's going to be a... I'm not sure if they called a foul on Mount Mercy. It looks like they did, because no, they're giving it back to CMU's goalkeeper, DeVoe. So not really sure what happened there, but we play on. Bonk looks like he's going to send a long ball, and he sure does. Johnson and Bocaz Canales were right there. But that'll be a Mount Mercy throw-in. Rivera. Erne flicks it on. Johnson to Campese. Goalkeeper's going to come out. Johnson right there lurking. Zuby. Rivera to Bocaz Canales. Erne. Kicks it out, and we're going to have a couple more subs for Central. I think we're going to have 3, actually. And we are. Maybe, maybe not. They're trying to decide. So, looks like number 11, Alessandro Salvadego. Number 18, Liam Arthur. And then number 2, Isaac Johnson. They're going to make their appearance at the next dead ball. Salvadego made his return to the pitch not too long ago. He's back from injury, so we're glad to see him back on the field. He's a first-team All-American, and if you guys remember, he was the Hart Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year, Newcomer of the Year in 2021, and he was only a sophomore, so we miss him, and he's definitely a factor, so we're glad to have him out there. Halpenfeld looked like that was on Leet, number 16, and it was. So we'll get a free kick for Central. It's going to be Jesse Bonk that takes that. And then for Mount Mercy, number 9, Nathan Hallaton, he's a sophomore forward from Iceland. He's going to make his debut in this match. Say Halpin. And I think we're going to get a Central corner. Either that or a long throw-in. And we're going to have a host of substitutions. In addition, is going to be number 6, Julian Marker for Mount Mercy. Number 23, Ingram Kusaloka is going to come off. Number 7, Stefano Campese. Number 26, Kian Halpin. And number 19, Jeremiah Johnson. They're all going to come off as well. And then finally, number 16, Jose Leet for Mount Mercy. So 5 substitutions at the 12:42 mark. Central leads 1-0. Isaac Johnson was looking to send a header in, see if anyone could get a flick on, but didn't work. That goes out through the back of the goal for a goal kick. And we'll have one more substitution. It's going to be number 18, Ricardo Ambrantes. He's going to replace number 15, it looks like, Callum McKenna. Dancer with a throw-in. Bocaz Canales. And there's Salvadego. He's lethal. Liam Arthur. I think this is Bocaz Canales. Again, I don't have the best angle, guys, because I've got a wall right in front of me where I should be looking at a corner kick, but I think I can get it, and I think this is Bocaz Canales. Sends it in. And I think Bonk had his head on that and had a good opportunity, but that goes out through the other side, through the back, and it's going to be another goal kick for Mount Mercy. Zuby on the goal kick. Sends it to about midfield. And Teller right there with the header. And Salvadego. Looking for Isaac Johnson. Good pass. Was looking for Liam Arthur, but deflected by Dancer. And Jonah Dancer is senior defender / midfielder out of Iowa City, Iowa. One of just a few Americans on this Mount Mercy squad. Liam Arthur. Was looking for Bocaz Canales. He's still got it, though. Arthur and Matsushita giving chase. And Matsushita's down there on the far sideline near the corner post. Or corner flag, excuse me. Just under 10 minutes left here in half number 1. Dancer. Marker. Marker, another substitution, number 6, Julie Marker, freshman midfielder out of Frankfurt, Germany. Let's see if I can pull up some quick stats for you guys. So, looking at it, fairly even on shots. Central with 6, Mount Mercy 4. Shots on goal, 1 apiece. Central's had 1 save, but they've had 4 corners and 6 fouls for Central and then 5 for Mount Mercy. No cards yet. So fairly even competition here. Central's had a good counter opportunity, and they were able to capitalize. And Arthur with a shot deflected by the goalkeeper, Bocaz Canales. And Zuby right there, so couple offensive opportunities for Central, but good goalkeeping there. Erne to Salvadego. Salvadego, Arthur giving chase. Zuby right there to scoop it up, though. So like I said, once this is up, if you guys are still up for some more Central sports action, Central Volleyball is going to take on Baker University. It's 7 o'clock tonight in Baldwin City. It's a 7 o'clock first serve. Isaac Johnson sends it deflected, though, by Mount Mercy, and they're just going to kick that out. I think that ball might have already been out, and that's going to be a Mount Mercy goal kick. Say Bonk. Bonk, he's hard to miss. 6'7". He's great on set pieces. We're big fans of him. Antello. Marker. So the next action that you'll see for the men and women, they're going to make the trip north, well, I guess west, to the Kansas City area. They're going to take on Benedictine for a doubleheader at 5 and 7:30 on Tuesday, October 18th in Atchison. Golf will also be competing in the TPC Deer Run Invitational that Monday and Tuesday. You'll have esports competing in their weekly Rocket League match on October 19th. And then cross country on Friday, October 21st, they're going to compete in a little bit of a matinee cross-country meet. They'll compete in the Baker Invitational in Baldwin City. The women will run first at 5 o'clock and followed by the men at 5:30. And then we're winding down here in the fall season. Volleyball's going to have their senior day. It's going to be a 1 o'clock start on Saturday, October 22nd against Culver Stockton. That'll be the final regular season home game for Central Volleyball. And then the men and women will be on the road. That is soccer. They'll also take on Culver Stockton, but they'll just be in Canton. So that'll be 5:30 and 8 o'clock start. So not too much home action next week. But like I said, if you guys are tuning in and you're listening to all the action, you can catch it all on the Hart Conference Network. No matter what Hart school, if we're on the road or home, that's where you'll be able to find us. Just a little over 5 minutes remaining here. Rivera with it now. He's going to send it back to Bonk. Bonk over to Irian. Irian was looking for Salvadego. Chongrati. Marker with it now. Antello. Matsushita. Matsushita and Chongrati battling. The official's going to say, no, you can't do that. And that'll go in the favor of Central, and we'll get a free kick around midfield. And DeVoe. Salvadego right there. A little too high, though. Bocaz Canales. Isaac Johnson is going to send a volley in. Bonk right there. Mercy deflects that, but that's going to be another corner for Central. I think that's going to be their 6th of the afternoon. We'll see who's going to take it. At the moment, no one is going to take it. And Bocaz Canales says, all right, I will do it. Bocaz Canales sends one in. Bonk right there. Header too high, just over. That's going to be a goal kick for Mount Mercy. Zuby is headed by Antello. Liam Arthur over to Salvadego. Salvadego's got a few people. Basil Erne right there, but Zuby scoops that up. And again, Central with some good pressure. Irian. You're not sure who he was looking for, but a little bit of a miscommunication, so it's going to be a Mount Mercy throw in for Dancer. And the official's going to call a foul. It's going to be on number 4, Vitor Antello. It's Sasaki right there. Just a little over 1 minute remaining on the clock here in half number 1. Central leads Mount Mercy 1-0. And it's a little breakaway for Central. Rivera. Rivera's got numbers. Erne Over to Bocas Canales. Bocas Canales had numbers, but good job of Mount Mercy to chase him down. And we'll see if we'll get a quick set piece here with just a little over 30 seconds remaining. Sebastian Bocas sends one in. And I assume people were calling offsides the moment that ball was in the air. As the clock ticks down here in half number 1. And that's going to do it here in half number 1. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. I'm going to make sure our scorekeeper's good. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, sorry. I'm pulling like triple duty up here, making sure we're all good. But Phil must have heard my shout out because he came all the way over here, and he's actually going to bring you the second half action. So shout out to you, Phil Fortaleza. We appreciate you for making the trip over here. So quick stats for me before I call it a day. See if I can get myself together here. Our stats are slightly slow. All right. Let me see. How do I want to do this? All right. So, Central, a few more second half shots there, at least as we got closer to halftime. They finished with 8 shots compared to 4 for Mount Mercy, 2 shots on goal, just 1 for the Mustangs, 1 save apiece for both sides, 6 corners, so a lot of set piece opportunities for Central, and then 9 fouls on Central compared to just 5 for Mount Mercy. Of course, the lone goal of the half came via a header from Kean Halpin in the 27th minute of action, off a beautiful assist from Jeremiah Johnson. That's how Central got its 1-0 lead. So that's going to do it here for me, but there's more second half action. Phil Fortaleza just made a surprise guest appearance, and he's going to take you guys home here in the second half. So Central with a 1-0 lead. You'll get to hear the one and only Phil Fortaleza here for second half action. This is Rachel Moore, Assistant AD, Director of Athletic Communications. We've got about 13 minutes left here in the halftime, so we'll be back. You are listening to Hart Men's Soccer here on the Hart Conference Network.
All right, time for a half shift of work. Let's get to work. This is Phil Fortaleza. I'll take you through play-by-play for the second half. We've got here a tight one between the second-ranked CMU Eagles and the Mount Mercy Mustangs. So 45 minutes in the books. We're about to start our second half very shortly. The one tally for this match came in the form of a goal by Kian Halpin. It's a Kian Halpin 27th minute goal on an assist by Jeremiah Johnson. And that's our difference right now here in Fayette on a very cool but crisp 65-degree evening, nestled deep in the heart of rural Missouri, Fayette, Missouri. It's about 45-ish minutes off of a major highway. But everybody here for 45 more minutes on this Saturday evening of men's soccer. So just to note, the women's contest between the Mustangs and the CMU Eagles not taking place until Halloween, October the 31st. Whistle blows. We're back underway. Second half from Fayette Mo. Matsushita attempted through ball and a foul called, but all field players going right to left, which would signify that the foul is being charged to Mount Mercy. Maybe a little bit of gamesmanship because that foul did occur in the box, trying to draw himself a penalty, but foul called on Mount Mercy, we play on. So take a look at our field players. Looks like Campisi, Jeremiah Johnson, Isaac Johnson, Alessandro Salvadego, Mark Chungradi, Kevin Rivera, Basil Erne, Victor Antello, Tom Idian, Yessa Bank, Ember DeVos between the pipes. For Mount Mercy, Osmankovich, Reese, Loho, Matsushita, McKenna. Into the box goes Campisi, and he's rolled off sides. Offside's about 27 yards out. A little too hasty for a sophomore out of Milano, Italy, Stefano Campisi, who's really started to find his form as the middle of the soccer season has pressed on. Initially, didn't see any time in the start of the season due to an injury, but now it looks like Campisi's getting his legs under him. He's become a major contributor for this Eagles attack. On the far side is Mount Mercy. That is Yu Sasaki. That's the man to watch for Mount Mercy, the senior midfielder out of Nara, Japan. Sasaki, previously in a Hart All-Conference selection in 2021. Another offsides ruling to the dismay of Jeremiah Johnson on the far side. You got a throw in for... I don't know my binoculars, but it looks like that's number 12, Jonah Dancer, on the far side. Dancer will throw in. Finding Quellar. Foul called on the Mustangs. Free kick CMU. He chooses to go quickly. For the midfield is Chungradi trying to go middle to near for Stefano Campisi. Well, Mount Mercy all over it. Cleared out by Reese. Good touch, McKenna for Matsushita on the near side. Attempted cross towards the middle. Ball rolled past touch. Throw in for CMU. So here's Kevin Rivera to throw in. Rivera finding his way back into the lineup after a 2-match absence. DeVos assessing the situation. Multiple 50-50 headers does find Tom Adian. Towards the middle. Good touch, Salvadego, finding Basilerne. Eagles still in touch. Jongrati midfield will try it again. And he elects to go for his center back, Idian. Idian for Antello. Salvadego. Touch. Attempting to find it. Into the box. Dangerous spot for Mount Mercy. Campisi, he'll shoot. Looks like it did deflect. No, it did not deflect off any Mount Mercy defender. Goal kick for the Mustangs. Dion Zuby to kick it away. Ball to the near side. Eagles trying to get back on defense. Dispossessed by Jeremiah Johnson temporarily. Unable to keep it in touch. Possession back to Mount Mercy. No foul called. Possession to CMU. I'm not so sure about that one. Looks like Bonk may have gotten away with the foul there. A break for Central Methodist. This is Reese to throw in. Goncalo Reese. Headed out Bonk. Multiple clears. And Mount Mercy will work it from the back. Something to watch going forward for CMU is getting the right clear at the opportune time. Not being able to get the opportune clear at the right time has proven costly for Central Methodist. And 2 matches, including the previous one against Southwestern Christian, where he gave up a goal in the box with 0.2 seconds away from a win. But it wasn't to be for Central. Ends up resulting in a draw against Southwestern Christian. Headed back Gideon. Aaron A. We're going back for Gideon. DeVos. And here comes Mount Mercy. It's on the near side. This is Reese. Reese towards the middle. Does find Aaron A. Aaron A will clear. Salvadego. Heeding the words of his coach Alex Nichols, saying, "Salvadego, you got to win those. You got to win those balls." Well, Salvadego in touch, just entering the offensive third. Slide, a slide, and that's a yellow for. That's a yellow for Yu Sasaki. Set contact with Mark Chongrati. Close to midfield. So Sasaki will go into the books at 37:43 remaining second half. $1-0 our score. Central Methodist up. 37:43 to go. Central looking to capitalize on that yellow by Sasaki. And Beardevos all the way past midfield to take this free kick. Eagles spread out all the way across the 18. And DeVos from keeper to keeper finds Zuby. Dispossessed. Eagles trying to pounce on it. And Campisi into the box. Last tap by Mount Mercy. Corner kick, Central Methodist. So Stefano Campisi on the far side. He'll kick it with his right foot. Towards the middle. Volley for Antello. Mount Mercy attempting to clear. And they dispossess from Chumgradi. On the run, and they do. Counterattack for Mount Mercy. Here comes Reese. Reese back towards the middle for Sasaki. Last tapped by Sasaki. Goal kick for Beardevos. So, CMU entering this match 8-0-4 overall, 5-0-2 in conference play. The 4 draws coming against the then 11th ranked Tulsa University, a member of the American Athletic Conference in NCAA Division I. Another tie coming against Mid-American Nazarene on the conference opener. Unable to clear it out in the final 34 seconds, resulting in a draw. Most recent one against Southwestern Christian, and then on the road against Clark. So Mount Mercy, 6-3-3 overall, 3-2-2 in conference play, under head coach Amir Hadzik. Done a pretty good job so far in 2022 against this bear of a conference that is the Heart of America Athletic Conference. Multiple header, 50-50 headers, another foul. Able to draw a foul is Mark Chongradi. This time Matsushita, the culprit. So another free kick opportunity for Central Methodist, about 35 yards outside of goal. And Jeremiah Johnson on the near side, most of the Eagles' position on the far side. He does have Kevin Rivera and Basil Erne on his right hip. Does Salvadego. So whistle blows. Eagles crashing towards the net, and Salvadego just tried himself. Way too much mustard on that one, over the crossbar. Goal kick for Mount Mercy. This marks the third match in his return for the senior out of Belluno, Italy, Alessandro Salvadego. If you follow Heart men's soccer at all, we all know his story, but you know how much this team, how much this senior means to the CMU Eagles in their offensive attack. When you have someone that big, that physical, who can play the 9 and just dominate in the box and get multiple headers, you have got yourself a special player that scored 22 goals in 2021. He's got 4 so far in 2022. So late season return for Salva as the Eagles look to get healthy at the right time, heading into the end of conference and of course the postseason, which CMU has high expectations. Heart Conference championships important, yes. But when you have a team with the pedigree of CMU at the helm, you have bigger goals in mind, such as winning your 3rd national title in 5 years. Zuby will get it away towards midfield. Into touch goes Matsushita. A deep ball. Opportune bounce. Opportune bounce for CMU. Another foul called on the Mustangs. So free kick for Beer DeVos. About 25 yards outside of goal. Looks like one of the field ref approaching the scorekeepers, saying that the restart can only happen when the ball gets back into play, not immediately when he raises his arm up. So pretty stern talking to. Right. Looking for that opportune bounce for Salvadego. They don't get it. Maybe an opportune bounce for Mount Mercy. Rivera on it. See what he does with it. He attempts to clear. Trying to keep it in touch is Stefano Campisi, dispossessed. He does a good job of dispossessing Boris Dimitrov. Matsushita advancing forward once again. Chongarati wins this challenge, and that'll be a yellow card. Callum McKenna in the books at 31-51. Chongarati. To his benefit, he's kind of been acting like crash test dummy in the second half. That's the second time he's been able to draw contact, resulting in a yellow card and a free kick. So Bear DeVos near midfield. He'll work it to the far side. He does have Edian into the box. Hot tap by Bunk and past the far side post. So this will be a goal kick for Dion Zubi, junior out of, I don't know how to pronounce this. My apologies. I'll just give it my best shot. Yakova Kosovo. Where's 00? Zubi gets it away. The touch finding Jeremiah Johnson. Rolled off sides. That's the third time this half that Jeremiah's been ruled off sides. Seemed like clean touches, but just a little bit too far ahead, but Alex Nichols pleading his case, none too happy right now. So, rolling in this one, ruled a free kick for Central Methodist. Anything a reversal of call resulting in CMU's favor, if the first time I've ever seen a call get overturned. Working in CMU's benefit, dropped. Sent a header. Advancing forward. Chongrati. Antello will keep it in touch. He'll find Kevin Rivera. Good job by Antello. Campisi. 3 defenders on him. Working it through for Saladego. Give and go. Campisi. Good job by Zuby to cut off the angle. CMU still forward. Saladego. Cleared, and last touch by Rivera. That will work in Mount Mercy's favor. So CMU pressuring, but Mount Mercy holding serve. So all the credit to the keeper, Zuby. Was able to telegraph what Campisi wanted to do. The end result is a throw on for Mount Mercy, but does find the possession of CMU against once again. They'll try to work it from the back. DeVos. Erne. Poked towards Campisi. Headed out by Matsushita. Too much for Saladego. 50-50 headers. That's fine. Salva. Can Johnson keep it in touch? Trying to win a throw in. Well cleared. Erne. Erne working it back. Team will advance forward. Not a lot of space in front of him. Foul. This one will be on Sasaki. Dangerous territory for Sasaki, the senior, considering he's been in the books once already. Couple subs coming in for Mount Mercy at the next dead ball. This will be Boyan Arzatov and Jose Late. So another free kick for Central Methodist on the near side. This is Beer DeVos. He'll work it near to far. An intercepted was Irion, but headed out by Mount Mercy. 50-50. What will happen next off of this one? Headed. Bonk. Saladego. Towards the middle. Intercepted by Zuby. Won by Sasaki. Once again, Sasaki win the header. Trying to keep it in touch as the Mustangs. Far side. This is Queller. Challenged by Irion. Irion boxing out, dispossessing. Foul called on Queller. And third sub coming in for Mount Mercy. This will be Ingram Kusaloka. Kusaloka near, or far to near. Irion, I beg your pardon. Erne. Ball for Saladego. Back to midfield, return to center. Erne advancing forward. He was trying to get to Salva, still can, and he does on the near side. Saladego for Basil Erne. A series of give and goes into the box. Oh, Campisi couldn't corral it in touch. Eagles will try once again. Good heads up play by, it's like Isaac Shire, the center back. The senior out of Rose Park, Utah. Good heads up play to prevent Campisi from doing any further damage. 27 minutes to go, second half. Eagles still holding a 1-0 lead on the goal by Kian Halpin in the 27th minute of the first half. Rivera getting directions of where he can execute his throw in. And here come our subs for Mount Mercy. It's like McKenna and Queller will come off. Also coming off is number 12, Jonah Dancer. Team forward once again. Saladego can corral, but he does find Isaac Johnson. Maybe lead him too far was Isaac Johnson. And finds Zuby. Out of touch for Mount Mercy, throwing for Kevin Rivera. Rivera. Towards the middle. Sent a header from Isaac Johnson. Good bicycle by Shire. Good bicycle by Shire. Header Salvadego goes the other way. Campisi. A thicket of Mount Mercy defenders in front of him. And he'll work it back for Yesabank. Far side, Antello. Antello towards keeper. Up. Ooh, Zuby fumbling. No harm, no foul for Zuby. Deep one. Gideon. Isaac Johnson, far side. A slew of subs coming in for Central Methodist next to the ball in the form of Sebastian Bocaz, Yeme Pereira, and Liam Arthur. Towards the middle. Gideon. And here comes Salvadego on a break. Salvadego ruled offside. It's the fourth time Central Methodist has been ruled offsides on a break. Once to the dismay of Alex Nichols trying to plead his case. Free kick, Mount Mercy. So Mount Mercy can establish in their own offensive third. For the most part, it's been Central Methodist. A defensive sequence for CMU. Pressuring is Jeremiah Johnson. They'll work it back for Shire. Bonk on it. Ball on the far side. But dispossessed and into touch goes Mount Mercy. Late on it. Now throw it on the far side for the Mustangs. See if they can establish something offensively here. Dimitrov, throw in. Poked out Gideon. Still in touch was Mount Mercy, but cleared out by the Eagles. We'll work it back for Zuby. Header bonk back for Campisi. Boxing out. All still forward and a free kick won by Kusaloka. So great free kick opportunity for the Mustangs. 35 yards out from goal. Kusaloka to free kick. Reese on his right hip. On Mustang's position on the near side. A wall of two in front of him, and Johnson, and right into the wall of Salvadego. Foul called on Osmankovic. I'll avert any offensive threat for Mount Mercy for the time being. 20:40 to go, second half. from the back of CMU. Rivera. Campisi. Campisi through Isaac. Jeremiah Johnson really taking some time to assess. Attempted cross and finds Salvadego. 2-0 CMU. It's great patience by Jeremiah Johnson to wait. Great patience by Jeremiah Johnson. Then it's been the Achilles heel for CMU in the second half to wait for that to be on sides. This time it does. Salvadego cashing in off the assist from Jeremiah Johnson. 2-0 CMU and an emphatic relief strike by Salvadego. And that's how the shift ends for Alessandro Salvadego. Ends with a tally and a well-deserved break. Liam Arthur, Pereira, and Bocas in for CMU. CMU looking to build once again. They do have a multiple goal lead and unable to keep it past touch with Sebastian Bocas. That's under 20 minutes to go. Throw in for Mount Mercy. And this field judge has had enough. It looks like someone's going into the books for this. We play on. Now Mercy looking to build from the back. Now down 0-2. Precarious position, foot race, and it looks like Zuby is content to go with a corner kick for CMU. Field judge was writing someone into the book. It may have been head coach Alex Nichols. I don't have any stats on me right now, so we'll have to look to confirm that after the match. 19 minutes to go, 2-0 Central. Trying to expand their lead in Hart Conference play on this Saturday in mid-October. Foul called on Central. Two subs coming in at the next dead ball for Mount Mercy in the form of number 7, Takumi Semba, and number 18, Ricardo Abrantes. CMU threatening once again. Right out for the time being, but finds the defender, Victor Antello. Working back for Adian, the worker from the back from midfield. Cleared out. Actually, the yellow card was assessed to Sebastian Bocas back at minute 73. Foul called on the Mustangs. Central will work it back for Beer DeVos. And another foul near midfield for Mount Mercy. Mirdavos making his way all the way towards midfield. DeVos working towards the far side. Idion. Header. Pasolerne. He scores! Pasolerne. Clean connection. DeVos to Idion to Erne. And he finds the back of the net for the first time in 2022. 3-0 CMU. Basolerne, there you go. Tally number 1 for the sophomore out of Uticon am See, Switzerland. Basolerne, I give him grief a lot. Just the pitfalls of being a defensive midfielder. Basolerne able to find the far side, lower 90. And Basolerne is on the board in 2022, courtesy of Tom Idion and Beer DeVos. 16:10 to go. CMU now in firm control of this one. Pereira. Chunkarati and was looking for Kian Halpin on the far side. Nothing doing. A little too much. Zuby will kick it away. Nichols marking out. It's like letting his team know the formation. He wants to run a 4-3-3. It's one of the perks of having the window open is you can get to hear the coach speak, but also the danger in that sometimes you might hear some language that's hitherto undreamt of for this program. Bocaz in pursuit. Maybe too much and finds Zuby. We'll take a look at some of the other scores from around the heart as Zuby gets it away. Big one down in Olathe, Missouri Valley and Mid-American Nazarene. Women playing to a 0-0 tie in that one. Where's the CMU's advantage? The closest competitor for the Hart regular season title was Mid-American Nazarene. And actually, a draw actually works even more in their favor, even more in Central's favor. All right, so Clark over Evangel down in Springfield. So it goes for the Valor in their final year in the Heart. Kian Halpin into the box. Right footer. Punched out. Saved by Zuby. Corner kicks Central. A sub in for CMU in the form of Alvaro Perojo. They'll be replacing Mark Chungrati. Excellent shift for Mark Chungrati, the senior out of Szekesfehervar, Hungary. A lot of work in the midfield and able to draw a lot of contact and a lot of fouls, resulting in plenty of opportunities for Central Methodist. So great shift, Chungrati. He'll take a seat. Alvaro Perojo in. Wants it header. Look, I might have clipped Liam Arthur, but nothing doing. And 2 more subs come in for CMU. So Isaac Johnson will check back in, and then Daniel Alejos will check in as well. So they'll be replacing Kevin Rivera. Good shift for the true freshman out of Kenner, Louisiana. And Victor Antelo will take a seat as well. Good shift from him as well. Good shift. Misinterpreted properly, FCCI will pay the bill. Not really. These things are hidden anyway at the end of the night. Kian Halpin working on the far side. Poked away. Central comfortably up 3-0. Playing their style, lots of pressure. Pay dividends for them. In touch for Liam Arthur. Dispossessed. CMU continue to advance forward. This is Alvaro Perojo. And a yellow card assessed. It might be Takumi Semba, the culprit. 11:49 to go. So Basil Erne will check out. And Leonardo Chiuli will check in. Also checking in for Mount Mercy is number 15, Callum McKenna. So Sasaki will check out. Grandview over Park over in Des Moines. Still a lot of time in that one. Header towards the middle. Offsides was Yessa Bonk. So Grandview leading 2-0 over in Des Moines over the Pirates. And then non-con action, William Penn and Briarcliff, the old Iowa rivalry up in Oskaloosa. That one just underway, 0-0 our score there. Headed back. Perojo. Perojo in touch. Liam Arthur. Good ball. Maybe a little too much. Cleared out by McKenna. Now Mercy looking to counter. Attempted slide, Idion. Nothing doing. Challenged by Bonk. Cleared out. On the far side go the Mustangs. Winning a throw in is Boyan Arzatov. Wilson Hoffman, the senior out of T, South Dakota, will check in. He wears number 2. Looks like he'll take over that right back position. Throw in Mount Mercy. Look to work it from the back. Finds the midfielder Reese. They'll completely work it from the back. Intercepted. The pass touch throw in for Mount Mercy. Semba. Semba returned to sender. Works in Central's favor. Pass touch on the near side. Throw in for CMU. Inside our final 10 minutes, 9:20 to be exact. Central establishing themselves offensively with a lot of constant pressure and great midfield action. And it's paid dividends for them in the form of 2 goals by first one by Alessandro Savadego. It's his 5th of the year. And then Basil Erne with the 3rd tally for CMU. A long ball. Too deep and finds Zuby. near side. Let's see if we can work it from the back. Idion, and he likes to give it to his keeper, DeVos. Near midfield. Keeley able to dispossess. Finds Keen Halpin. It's a slew of freshmen coming in for Central Methodist. Keeley and Keen Halpin being two of them. Liam Arthur in pursuit. Able to keep it in touch. Works it off of his defender and wins a corner for Central. 7:30 to go. A lot of CMU's future on the field right now. In the form of Alvaro Parojo, Keen Halpin, Leonardo Kiuli, and Liam Arthur. Here's Pereira, or Bocas, beg your pardon, towards the far side. Actually, I beg your pardon, that was Pereira. Pereira, using his speed. Using his speed to work it past the two backs. Nothing doing. So a substitution for Central Methodist. Alessandro Salvadega will check back in. And check in for the first time today, and for the first time in 2022, after nursing an injury to his knee. Alessandro Lacerti finding the field for the first time in 2022. Welcome back, Alessandro. So Lacerti, the junior out of Monselice, Italy, wears number 23. So consistent action in the CMU lineup. Clock's ruled stopped at 6:07. Far side from Mount Mercy. Still working on the far side. Head out by Bocas. Just outside the box is the Mustangs. This will be a goal kick for CMU. It's like Jayden Johnson will check in for Central, and it will replace Tom Idion. Idion on the board offensively has an assist off of the goal, assisting with the final header for Basel Erne. Lacherte in touch for Perojo. Here come the Mustangs. A shot. Ooh, off the far side post. CMU in desperation to clear, but looks like the Vos will secure it. Keeley on the far side. Deep ball for Salvadego. Headed out by Mount Mercy. Ooh, I heard that one. That's got to hurt for Jayden Johnson. I don't know if that caught a hand or caught him right in the abs, but man, that's got to hurt. 4:41 to go. Our clock stopped. We'll restart shortly. Zuby gets it away. Zaparojo manning that center back position next to Yesabunk. Here comes Semba. It's possessed by Parojo. Savadego. Jayton on it. Cleared out Zuby. Great way to get in touch is McKenna. Far side to near. Actually towards the middle for Leet. Lacherte challenging. Actually, that's Alejos, I beg your pardon. Halpin trying to keep offensive touch, and looks like he will. Far side, Guillermo Pereira. Pereira assessing. I think Salvadego in the middle. Jayton Johnson working it. Far side. Pereira or Halpin, one of the two. It's Pereira. Pereira deflecting off of Mount Mercy, wins a corner. So Bocaz on the corner as we head into 3 minutes remaining. Looks like this result will stand for Central Methodist, barring, I said this last time, and it ended up being a draw for CMU. A collapse of epic proportions, but I don't see that happening in this one. Towards the middle, Pereira. Salvadego going for a brace! And punched out is Zuby. Clock stopped 2:36. I think that was a yellow card where they looked like two guys just going for the ball. Zuby gets it away. CMU not playing back at all. So looking to add one more on before nightfall. In pursuit is Lacherte, trying to keep it in for touch for Kian Halpin, and he does. Lacherte. Where's the middle? Jayden Johnson. Just trying to find Salvadego, unable to get the tap to him. Bocaz. Selva. Unable to get the touch. Here comes Mount Mercy. The last-ditch effort to get on the board for the Mustangs. On the far side is McKenna. And disrupted by Parojo. Or it's an intercept for Salvadego. Here's Kiuli. Under 100 seconds to go in this one. CMU will move to 6-0-2 in the heart. Good enough for first place in the heart. Down in Olathe. It's a final down in Olathe as we head into our final minutes. CMU or Mid-American Nazarene scoring 2 unanswered to pull ahead of Missouri Valley down in Olathe. So Mid-American Nazarene on top of the Vikings. This spells good news for Central Methodist because the next closest contender for first place was Missouri Valley. So that works in. All in all, good day for if you're a Central Methodist Eagle soccer fan. Here comes Kiuli. Maybe one more attempt. Attempted push off by Hoffman. It'd just be frustration there, but it'll be goal kick. So Mount Mercy will fall to 3-3 and 2 in the heart. So we go down to our final 10 seconds. All in all, good outing for Central Methodist. They'll be in action again. 3 road games in a row before the home finale in the regular season against William Penn on the 29th of October. At Benedictine, at Culver Stockton, at Baker, October 18th, 22nd, and 26th, all at once, or Benedictine, Culver Stockton, Baker, they'll be on the road for the next 3, and then they'll close it out for Senior Day on the 29th of October against the William Penn Statesmen. All right, we'll wrap it up here. 3-0 CMU. On goals by Kian Halpin, Alessandro Salvarego, and Basil Erne. All right, this is Phil Fortaleza, getting paid in full for doing half of the work. We'll see you next time here at Davis Field. Good night from Fayette.